I hope that you had a great week, and I hope that you actually are having a great weekend too, and I hope your next week goes well. So, I want to speak about different things that happened during this week. So, one of my grandmother's brothers in Jamaica died. His name is Oreil. I found out from watching her other brother's music show on YouTube called The Network of Love. It's on the Virus Music channel, VIROS Music. And also his music label is also named that, and he's the label for independent artists, like artists who bigger companies don't want to promote. He actually promotes their music for them. So he has many videos on YouTube right now. I think he has 52 videos of the Network of Love show, and it's usually over 1 hour long. Sometimes it's like an hour and a half long actually. So it's a cool music show, and you can watch it every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then I read that Spain kicked France out of the football FIFA World Cup. I was hoping that France would win, but it didn't happen. I was told that no one has been able to score against Spain. So my father, he was saying that all the matches Spain played, no one has been able to score a goal against them, and he was saying it's because of how the Spanish players play. They're very efficient. So maybe Spain actually is gonna win the World Cup because um, I think Argentina beat England or something, and basically the final is gonna be Argentina versus England, and then the third place playoff, England beat um, France. England actually scored 6 goals and France scored 4 goals. So England became third in the World Cup. So that's really serious. And and actually some of those teams do better because they have half black and black players. And some people in Europe like to say that they're not European, but if they actually are born and grow up in the country that actually is their nationality and that's where they're from, I think people actually more closely aligned to where they grew up than what they look like or what their ethnicity is. So that's what I think. And then, and not everyone in Europe, I'm trying to say, it's not everyone thinks like that. And I love getting exercise, like going walking 3 to 4 times a week for like an hour and 15 minutes. And I actually read on Google 200 to 300 minutes walking at normal pace a week is good. And I did the math, and 4 days a week, if you walk for an hour and 15 minutes, it's enough exercise that's recommended. And I was able to do that this week, and I didn't do my strength training on Friday. Once in a blue moon, I do the strength training. It's a dumbbell workout, but that's really cool because we don't really brisk walk. We walk normal pace, but we walk for a very long time. So that's me, my mom, and my grandmother. And then I finished another picture for the Color by Number app. It's called Happy Color. It's actually on the Google Play Store. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Yes, I love Italian food. It's great. It's one of the best things about Italy to me. Anyways, yes, so I like to play this thing called Happy Color. It's Color by Number. And sometimes when I'm out and I have no data on my phone, and when you have no data on your phone is when you have no money to have internet. Oh, my name is Gabriela Elena Laplace. I'm from an island in the Caribbean called St. Kitts, and it's actually the country's name is St. Kitts and Nevis, and it's in the Leeward Islands. It's a very small island. And so, like what I was saying, the Color by Number app, it's really. Oh, you're 16 years old. I am a lot older than you. I'm actually 36 years old. The Color by Number app, so I saved a lot of them on my phone because if you start playing like different pictures on the Color by Number app, when you're out of when you have no internet and you're away from home, you can actually continue coloring them when you're not actually home. So that's cool. And then I watched another video on YouTube from Psychic Media Matt Frazier, who was explaining how your guardian angel helps you through life. and how you should use your intuition to figure out what you're supposed to be doing in life so that you can do your passions. Like some people, he was saying they take a very long time. Oh, I'm 36 years old, Umberto. Some people, they take a very long time to figure out what their passions are and to do that. Like some people get sidetracked because maybe the parents want them to study something differently in college or something and they never even wanted to study stuff like that, and that's why they don't do what they love. So what I love playing Duolingo. I love learning Spanish, and I love learning French on Duolingo. It's really fun. It's one of the best things. And I also right now I'm doing some work, like I update WordPress websites. Like I update a website, but I don't make the website. So that's what I'm doing. I don't really get paid that much, but I'm happy that I'm able to do that. And then I actually have been slowly reading stuff about hydrology, and I realized I don't really have a lot of time to study the hydrology. I do so much things during the week that I don't even have time for that. But so I guess it's just languages and work. Yeah. And then we've been having some Sahara dust still in St. Kitts and Nevis. It's bad for people with asthma, allergies, and sinus problems. And it's from the Sahara region in Africa, and it just blows all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and it's not good. My cousin actually got a respiratory infection from it, but she said it's getting better because she took medication that the doctor gave her, so that's good. But they said the Sahara does it helps weaken hurricanes, but I think it's really, really, really bad. The Sahara dust, because I didn't realize, but my cousin said she gets a respiratory infection every year because of the Sahara dust. Okay, some days ago, me, my mom, and Granny saw a fire truck racing going up the Peninsula Road, the Doctor, hold on, Dr. Kennedy Simmons Highway. It was going up this steep mountain road, and it was going fast. And usually, when there's a fire truck, it's there because they're supposed to be able to cut people out of vehicles, and it's called the jaws of life. So I have no idea what happened. I didn't see anyone speaking about it online, so I don't even know what happened at all. And it's really, really sad. Hopefully no one actually died. Yeah. And then a very famous former Barbadian cricketer, also called Bajans, called Sir Garfield Sober. He died. He was born in 1936, and he was 89 years old. And I saw a picture of Brian Lara next to him in a bed when he was in the hospital, but I don't know if that's a recent picture or if that's an old picture. And Brian Lara is actually also a former famous Trinidadian cricketer. He was a batsman. So yeah. But what I learned from scrolling and seeing things about Sir Garfield Sobers is that he was the first cricketer ever to score 6 sixes in one over in first class cricket. And first class cricket is the cricket that is the level right below international cricket. So he was really great. And I also read that he also took a lot of wickets, so he was a very famous all-rounder. That's cool. And I also watched the final of the Major League Cricket in the USA. The Los Angeles Knight Riders were playing Washington Freedom, and basically it was cool. The Los Angeles Knight Riders, they actually had a lot of West Indians on their team, and Washington Freedom had Net Travalca on their team, who plays for the USA. So basically, it was cool. I think that it was 11,000 fans actually were in the stadium in Oakland, California. And I actually thought that Washington Freedom, I thought they were going to win by a lot of runs. But actually, I checked the score this morning, and sorry, I thought the Los Angeles Knight Riders were going to win by a lot of runs. But actually, this morning I checked and I realized that the Los Angeles Knight Riders only won by 1 run. So it was a really tightly contested match. So imagine that. But I'm guessing a lot of the American players, they're getting a lot better because since there's Major League Cricket, they have more people to play against because all of the teams have international cricketers on them playing beside them and against them, so they get to compete and they get to practice at a higher level. So we're gonna see how well the USA does at the 2028 Olympics in cricket. We're gonna see if they're able to win any matches against the top international teams. Okay, also, I have a friend on Facebook. She loves to go snorkeling, and she actually loves to post pictures of the different sea animals. And, let me see what I'm saying. Oh, yes, I didn't realize there were so many sea animals so close to shore in St. Kitts Nevis. Like, not close up the shore, but I think she goes swimming a little bit further up far from shore, and she takes pictures of tons of animals. And I'm guessing maybe she uses like a software to identify the different animals because she puts the scientific name and sometimes the common English name of the different animals. And I love to see this starfish under the ocean. That's really fun to me. And I also made a whole file about extracurricular activities in St. Kitts Nevis, and I made like a timetable, like date and times. And I also put a long list of activities I don't want to put the times for yet. So I planned out everything, so in case anyone wanted to get a child or something, they actually could know what there is to go to. But yeah, one of the schools I like to look at online is Sucker Clark Primary School. They just had their graduation and they just named who came first, second, and third in grade 6. I think it's cool. I actually like that school more than some other schools because one, the government comes to the school and they teach the children about different government departments and stuff. And then also there's more competition in sports since there's more children. Like the track and field has more competition. The what do you call it? The football has more competition and the netball has more competition. There's also cricket too, so there's more competition. It's harder to make the team, and it's also harder to make first, second, and third in school. So that's what I like about it. So that's good. And then here in St. Kitts, there was a regional grilling competition that happened yesterday. It was a really long competition. I heard that Grenada won. So I guess they had to grill tons of different meats. I'm always hoping they use safe grilling practices because some years ago, um, the World Health Organization, or maybe it was like a United States organization, they came out and they explained that when you grill meat and it burns and turns black, that actually is carcinogenic. So hopefully the grill competition had healthy practices. And since it was regional, like earlier this year was the local, but since it was regional, that's really cool. It's expanding and it's going from island to island. The same thing for like the Afro Fest. Different countries in like the Eastern Caribbean, they've been having the Afro Fest where people wear their natural hair. It's really nice. And I was thinking they should have done it a long time ago, but I'm happy they're doing that now. And then for the Grill Fest competition, there was also an alcoholic mixology competition, so who could make the best alcohol. I never really was about a lot of alcohol. If people want to do that with their life, they can. But then again, tons of people have tons of problems with alcohol, like alcoholism, or they damage their organs, and they end up in situations they don't want to end up in. And alcohol actually damages the DNA in your cells. But some people don't care about that. They like to have fun that way. And then I guess when they're older in pain, or if they die, it's only gonna be pain for one day and then they die or something. But yeah, but I don't even know who won the mixology competition. So yeah. Let me talk about some of the extra characters and activities in St. Kitts. So there's the Alliance Française. They teach French from what do you call it, from like 4-year-olds all the way up to adults. And there's different track and field clubs children can join. There's volleyball classes, tennis classes, basketball classes, dance classes. tap dance, there's musical theater, there's visual arts classes. What else? So there's piano classes, saxophone classes, keyboard classes, singing classes. Oh, there's also swimming classes. And I'm hoping that St. Kitts Nevis gets its own pool and the children don't have to practice out in the ocean by the animals anymore. But I that's guess what they do. But and also some of the children can swim really well. Like some of the 14-year-olds, they tested them first and then they let them swim 2 miles between St. Kitts and Nevis out in the ocean with all the animals in it, like sharks and stuff. So they were tested, and then they was early this year they swam all the way over there, and it was a race, and a lot of foreign people like to come to St. Kitts and swim that race. So I was so surprised that those children can actually swim that well. Oh, I forgot to say there's actually football classes, there's karate classes in St. Kitts, and there's also other martial arts classes. And also there's like a handball team people made up. So I'm guessing that what I call it, I'm guessing that they have classes for that also. Okay, yeah. I actually also I was scrolling TikTok yesterday and I saw that Kerrville, Texas flooded, like the highway flood went straight through the highway and some people died and some people had to be rescued. I was so surprised. I didn't even realize places could flood a highway in the USA and you could get trapped from flood waters taking over the highway. And then I saw in Florida they had a lot of strong lightning that sounded like bombs bursting. And I saw a video of one on one of those weather channels on TikTok. And basically, also, my cousin in Florida, she was saying that the storm blew out her electricity and stuff in Florida from lightning like that. She said the lightning was really strong, like bombs. And then I really saw it for real on that video. And then also, I saw a video of this lady, she went outside in her car to get something out of it in her raincoat. And then the lightning struck everywhere and she ran back inside. So that's really crazy. So yeah. Oh, also, like one of my friends, she's an older lady. Her sons made this company some years ago. They sell meat, they sell vegan food, they sell seafood and stuff like that, and they have their own website. But I was surprised they actually sell alligator meat. I was like, who is gonna eat an alligator? But it's good that they're trying to sell different products for different people, and they also sell duck meat. And I feel sorry for the cute little duckies, but they're being sold. I actually feel sorry for a lot of animals that people kill and eat, but once it's in front of me, I eat it. So it's only really like chicken I would really eat and not really care about it. But like eating like goat and stuff, I just eat it because it's there. But they're really cute, they're like a pet, but people love to eat them. So yeah. Oh, let me see what else to talk about. Oh yeah, I've been waiting for a long time to see when some of Zac Efron's movies are coming out. They're supposed to come out on Amazon Prime Video, which is an online TV and movie streaming service. He's supposed to come out in this movie called Famous and this other movie called Judgment Day. And I actually read that he actually is going to be executive producing and acting in this television series called Angel Heart, and the episodes are actually supposed to go and be like an hour long, and it's with that one is with HBO, so you can't watch it on Amazon Prime Video. And something else that I love, Disney Plus has tons of stuff. I don't have it, but there are tons of stuff, and they actually have. I think you can watch cricket on it too, on different sports, if you have the premium package. So that's cool. Anyways, I actually love Zac Efron. A lot I did not really watch High School Musical when I was younger. I didn't really even know that was what it was out or anything that much. But I actually saw what's the movie called Hairspray. He was in Hairspray, but I don't think he had a huge part in Hairspray, which was a great movie. Oh, happy Sunday, Chinechera. I'm doing fine. I hope that you you're having a great Sunday also. Oh, I actually, for what I do, I actually help update a WordPress website. Like my boss, she makes websites and does graphic design, and I just help update the website. But I don't really get paid that much. But I'm happy to be doing that job. So yeah. Um, let's see. So what else can I talk about? Oh yes, in St. Kitts Nevis is also water sports. Like if you want to, you can actually sign up the child for weekend camp. They take a child from like 9 something to 4 something in the afternoon at the beach, and they teach them paddle boarding, kayaking, swimming, and other stuff. Okay, also nice to meet you too. What country are you from, Chine Cherem? Are you from an African country? Oh, I actually am from Saint Kitts and Nevis. Basically Saint Kitts in the Caribbean is one island, so it's two islands, one paradise. It's a really small country. Most of the people in Saint Kitts and Nevis are black. I just happen to be light skinned. Most of the people are black, and it's a really fun country to be in because you don't really have to buy a vehicle if you don't want to. You can walk every if you want to, but many people buy vehicles though to get from place to place. And I love the weather. It's not too cold. And what else? I guess the healthcare compared to the USA is not anywhere near as expensive. But what the USA is able to do, like if you have serious conditions, like different cancers or stuff, if you're old, it's better in the USA to get treatment. Well, those prices in the USA are insane. Yeah. So Saint Kitts Nevis is actually also a beautiful country. The vegetation and everything. Oh, Saint Kitts and Nevis is a country in the Caribbean. It's in the Leeward Islands in the Caribbean, in the Lesser Antilles. So you're probably gonna have to zoom in on it, or you're gonna have to find a picture that is close up on the islands. Some of the islands around are Anguilla, Saint Martin, Saba, Saint Eustatius, Antigua and Barbuda, Montserrat, and Dominica. So Saint Kitts and Nevis is actually also, I think it's 1 hour away by plane from Puerto Rico. That's really cool. And speaking of Puerto Rico, they have reggaeton because they took like a Jamaican beat, I think from the 1980s, and used it over and over, and they sing it. And hopefully, I thought we were paying the artist who came up with that, but they weren't. So hopefully, they start paying him his money because it's actually his beat that they use. I actually thought like Daddy Yankee and stuff were paying him, but they actually were not. But it's a very nice song, but the lyrics in reggaeton, I don't really like it. Like I looked up all the lyrics, and the lyrics are so terrible. Like it's kind of like dancehall. The lyrics, they're too vulgar, and I guess I don't know. I guess they're just copying some of Jamaican music. When I was younger, I used to listen to all the dancehall music because I thought that eventually the artists in Jamaica, the dancehall artists, they would sing something else. They would stop singing about violence and crime and stuff like that. But it never stopped, so I gave up. Um, I gave up listening to dancehall. It's too evil for me to listen to. Like some of the songs are okay because it's not about violence, but a lot of the other songs are very bad. And right now I listen to some reggae songs. I don't listen to all the reggae songs. I don't really listen to the ones about marijuana because I'm not about marijuana. That's not something that I've ever really been about. I don't really like drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. Yeah, but people do things that different. And also people, their brain, they think too much, and that's why they do it, or they're depressed. And that's why they do it. Everyone is not the same. So yeah. And some people do it because they don't like their condition. Like some people are neurodiverse and they don't like how their brain functions. So what country are you from, Chinecherem? Are you from like Nigeria, Ghana, or Togo, or Benin or something? So yeah. I know in South Africa, a lot of the immigrants have left because all of the immigrants, they were getting robbed from and stuff, and people left South Africa, and I was one guy was saying some of the South African men don't like them because they come to South Africa and they're successful, and the people in some people in South Africa are not as successful, so they want them to leave. So that's really sad. But one great thing I read about Africa, many countries they removing um, requiring a visa to travel within Africa. So I saw like 4 or 5 countries. They're letting many other African countries come into the country without a visa, because they were complaining that a lot of the other countries that are not even in Africa, they're able to travel around Africa without a visa, or it's not a hassle. But for actually within Africa, it was a hassle. But so that's cool, and I think that that should continue. Hopefully at least half of the countries in Africa, they allow other Africans to travel within their countries easily, and then I guess there will be a lot more intermingling and learning about each other's countries. Oh, I actually am 36. All people think that I'm a lot younger than 36 years old, but I'm 36 years old. And one interesting fact about me is that me and my sister, they were born in the same year, so we're Irish twins. My sister was born on the 7th of February 1989, and I was born on December the 11th, 1989, and I actually was either 3 weeks or 5 weeks early. I don't actually remember how early it is. I actually thought that I wasn't really supposed to be born on that day because that wasn't my due date, but now that I've been reading about numerology and the life path 11, I think it makes sense because I'm born on the 11th, so I'm a master number 11, and I think that it describes me extremely well. It's about having a lot of intuition, and I think that's what I'm about. And also, um, life path 5, they said I think it only half describes me, but if you add it with the life path 11, it makes sense. I actually tried to get into numerology more deeply, but it wasn't really making any more sense to me. But so just the life path 11 makes sense to me. Some weeks ago, St. Kitts Nevis, like the adult team, versus some other countries in the Eastern Caribbean, they were running against each other and doing field events, and St. Kitts and Nevis won. I was so surprised. And some of the other countries didn't do as well. I thought that those countries did more in track and field. Speaking of track and field, I watched a video the other day. Julian Alfred came first in the 200 meters in one of those track and field events, and Gabby Thomas came second. So Julian Alfred is St. Lucian. She was from an island in the Windward Islands in the Caribbean. And Gabby Thomas, she's part Jamaican, but she's from the USA. So I guess like certain people in the Caribbean, they have great running genes, like sprint. I know they have sprinting genes because it's easier for West Africans to sprint faster. And also I know that the bones of black people are stronger than white people's bones. Like white people, they can break their bones more easy, and when they get older, they actually get osteoporosis. So, and I probably have weaker. I probably might get osteoporosis too because I'm actually also part white. So basically, my grandfather, he was from Nevis, but his mother was born in Montserrat and grew up in St. Kitts, and she was half white and half black. Her father was white from Montserrat, and his father, I think he has some genes from Anguilla and also Nevis, and his father is black. And then my grandmother, her mother was part East Indian and part white, and her father was black. But my grandmother, you can't really tell that she's part East Indian or white, and all of her siblings too, you can't really tell. And then my father's father was white. His genes were originally from St. Bart's in the Caribbean. I know that the French went to St. Bart's from St. Kitts Nevis, but basically he came back in I guess the early 1900s or the late 1800s. So his genes are originally from St. Bart's. And then my father's mother, she was like 70 something or 80 something percent black or something. some white, and a little bit of East Indian. So basically, all of that came together. My mother, she looks normal black, and nothing's wrong with that. I love that. And my father, he has this skin complexion. So basically, me, my sister, and my brother all came out the skin complexion of my father. So some of my mom's genes that are not showing in her phenotype, they showed up in her children. And then also, what am I saying? Yeah, so that's how genes work. And also, a lot of my family members, they didn't really marry people that look the same as them. Like my uncle is married to a white lady from St. Kitts. St. Kitts is a country with mostly black people, but she's white and they have three children. And I forgot to say my father actually has another child with a lady whose father is white but she's brown, and their child is a little bit is lighter than both of them. And then also my aunt married a white guy from Virginia. My other aunt married a half white, part Chinese guy. Some of my family members married black people. And so my family is very mixed up. Like most of my first cousins, they're mixed or mixed black. And that's really, I guess, as a Caribbean thing. Some other countries don't like it. They're not really accepting of mixing genes like that. Like I learned like in the USA, some people they cuss off some white women that have children or in relationships with black men, and they call them mud sharks or something. That's very strange, but yeah, I guess some people don't like that. oh, oh! You said you're Italian again. Yes, I'm from Saint Kitts and Nevis, and Italy has really great food. Anyways, so I hope that you guys have a great week. That's all that happened this week. I'm trying to become a streamer. Like Aisha Speed, he did a Caribbean tour, and he's the best streamer in the world, and he makes billions of dollars every year. So I'm just trying to get more popular on YouTube. Maybe you guys can also try to, maybe you guys can make a YouTube channel and you can talk about your interests live on YouTube, or you can live stream yourself playing your own music, or some other things, like you can live stream yourself painting or drawing and anything that you're good at, and maybe you can be a great YouTuber too. So hope you have a great day.